So as mentioned earlier in the morning about the program today, we have two workshops. One of them is about design thinking, which I'm very much looking forward. And we're going to split in groups, and I guess you will take care of the split of the groups. Maybe just a bit about my approach to design thinking, so I like it so much. Design thinking is a methodology that creates and invents products for and around the customer and doesn't throw products into a market. And we will now learn how this is made up, what is the methodology behind it. And I'm very looking forward to the next, I think, 75 minutes we have, right? 75 minutes and a bit more than an hour we have for the workshop. 1 hour 15. So big hand of applause for Prerak Mehta, please.
Yeah, hello. Can we have the deck? Yeah. So, hi, I'm Prerak, and today's session is not about me or design thinking. It's about you guys. And so most of this session, 1 hour, is going to be all of us forming groups, you know, and doing things together, actually building things. And that's where everyone has got some packet. It's okay if you haven't got, because we'll be forming groups and we'll be working together. So getting that out of the way. Design thinking and ideation, yeah, you know. Nowadays there are a lot of articles about design thinking, you know, and people might be expecting to see some Apple products and some case studies around that. But let's see where this gets us. So, okay. The thing is, you need to dig really deep, you know, really deep to get into that great idea. And design thinking gives us that methodology. So, this is today's agenda, as I said, not so important. Let's start with a small case study. I don't know how many of you have seen this video by a guy called Arunachalam. Let's see it again for a few minutes.
So I try to do a small good thing for my wife, makes me to stand here. The fame, the money I got out of it. So what I did, I gone back to my early marriage days, no? What you did on the early marriage days, you tried to impress your wife. I did the same. On that occasion, I saw my wife something carrying like this. I saw, what is that? I asked. My wife replied, none of your business. Then being a husband, I ran away behind her. I saw a nasty rag cloth. I don't even use that cloth to clean my two-wheeler. Then understood she is adopting that unhygienic method to manage her period days. Then immediately asked her, why you are adopting that unhygienic method? She replied, I also know about that, but myself and our sisters, if they start using that, we have to cut our family milk budget. Then I shocked, what is the connection between using sanitary pad and milk budget? It is called affordability. I tried to impress my new wife by offering a packet of sanitary pad. I went to a local shop, I tried to buy a sanitary pad packet. That fellow looks left and right and spread a newspaper, roll it into the newspaper, give it a banned item, something like that. I don't know why. I not asked for a condom. Then I took that pad. Then I want to see that. What is inside it? The very first time at the age of 29, 30, I'm touching the sanitary pad, first ever. I'm asking how many of that guys who touch the sanitary pad. And they are not going to touch that because not your matter. Then I thought it is a white substance made of cotton. Oh my God, that guy is just using a penny value of raw material inside. They are selling for pounds, dollars. Why not make a low-cost sanitary pad my new wife? That's what all is started. But after making a sanitary pad, where can I check? It is not an industrial item, check in the lab. I need a woman volunteer where I can get in there. Even in Bangalore you won't get, in India. So only problem, the only available victim is my wife. When I made a sanitary pad and hand over Santi, my wife's name is Santi. Close your eyes. Whenever I will give not a diamond pendant or not a diamond ring, even a chocolate, I will give you a surprise with a lot of tens of paper rolled up with it. Close your eyes. Because I tried to make intimacy. Because it's an arranged marriage, not a love marriage. So the one day she said openly, I'm not going to support this research. Then another victims, they got into my sisters. But even sisters' wife, they are not ready to support in the research. That's why I'm always jealous with the saints in India. They are having a lot of women volunteers around them. Why I'm not getting? Even without calling all Anandas, Nandas, they will get lot of women volunteers. Then I try to use that medical college girls. They are also refused. Finally, I decide use sanitary pad myself. Now I'm having a title like the first man set foot on the moon, Armstrong. Then Tenzing Hillary in Everest. Like that, Muruganan is the first man who wore a sanitary pad across the globe. I wore a sanitary pad. I filled animal blood in a football bladder. I tied up here. There is a tube connection to my panties. While I'm walking, while I'm cycling, mad press, there is doses of blood will go there. That makes me to bow down any woman in front of me, to give full respect. That 5 days I never forget, the messy days, the lousy days, that wetness, my God, is unbelievable. But here the problem is, one company is making napkin out of cotton, it is working well. But I am also trying to make sanitary pad with good cotton, it's not working. That makes me 2.5 years to continuous research. You need first funds. Not only financial crisis, because of the sanitary pad research, I come through all sort of problems, including divorce notice for my wife. Why it is means I use medical college girls, she suspect I am using as a trump card to run behind medical college girls. Finally, I came to know it is a special cellulose derived from a pine wood, but even after that, you need a multi-million-dollar plant like this to process that material. Again, a stuck up. Then I spent another 4 years to create my own machine tools, a simple machine tool like this. In this machine, any rural woman can apply the same raw material what they are processing in the multinational plant. Anyone can make world-class napkin at your dining hall. That is my invention.
Yeah, well, so you're like, what the hell? It's a class of design thinking out here, and we are watching a video on sanitary napkins and a revolution out there. This guy, which we saw, he followed design thinking. He's not educated and he's like not a designer from an IIT or a Stanford, but he followed to the core of what we call design thinking. First, he identified the problem, you know. He noticed, he's a very keen observer, the first trait of a great design thinker. He saw what issues his wife is facing. These are not technical issues. It's not about it being not only about it being very costly, but you know, being wrapped in a newspaper, the cultural issues, the behavior issues, he noticed them. He identified clearly the stakeholder in this case. There were barriers to adoption, okay? He did a very clear competition analysis. He did reverse engineering, found out the cost of stuff, and what are the competitors selling at, what goes into actually making it, that it's actually a multi-million-dollar plant. These are not stupid people out there. He generated ideas quickly, prototyped them, took them on the field, tested them, you know, tried with his wife, with his sisters, with medical college students. He caught major issues early on, you know. That's the main power out here, generate ideas and prototype. And well, he followed with a successful execution, and I've seen his machines in use in Telangana when I visited recently at Mehboob Nagar district. So what this holds for us? Today, before I get into the exercise, we'll quickly form groups, and the way we'll do this is, every alternate row, we'll start from the right, the first two people turn back their chairs. Okay, so you form a group. So if I come down here, so sir, you and you will turn up the chairs, and you four are a group, and the same way. Okay, pardon? There's no place around it. Well, groups of 6, because I think the numbers were very miscalculated. I think initially we were to have 50, then 200, and then 150. So let's do 4. So quickly, can we do that? Like in a minute? Every alternate row. So we have groups of 4. This timing now. And ideally each group should have one worksheet and one packet. If you have more than one, then please pass it to a volunteer. You have more than one? And one worksheet will, yeah. Alright. Who does not have it now? Who does not have it? Which group doesn't have it? This group has it. One worksheet is enough for a group. It's enough for a group.
Can I have a kit?
Yes. Yeah, the kit. This is enough for your group. Yeah. Extra, thank you. You don't have a. Yeah. Sorry, so sorry. One worksheet is enough. You don't have. So this, I'll get there. Any group has more than one packet? No. Any group has more than one packet? Thank you. So sorry. Okay, so well, I have some extra stuff. You might want to pass it on. I have some extra stuff in case. Just one. We'll have to see. Good. Can I have the extra sheet? Thank you. The extra sheet. Very good. Okay. So I'm hoping everyone has got at least a packet and a sheet per group. Okay. So, excuse me everyone. Yes, it's time for the problem statement. Yeah, sorry to disturb your group dynamics. But the problem statement today is centered around a post-maternity ward at a district government hospital, Bangalore. So I'll be showing you a very short clipping of 5 seconds. The same photograph has been put in black and white. Observe keenly. This will be the basis of next 1 hour's work that we will do. I'll play it again a few times. And like possibly one last time. Everyone got a good look? Yeah. So just before we start, if someone has extra worksheet per group, please pass it on behind. Yeah, because there are some people who do not have it. So it'll be really helpful. Yeah, it's coming. Now if you turn around your worksheet, okay, the first page says, the second page I think says that stakeholder and issues. So a stakeholder is a person who's directly or indirectly affected by a problem. Now I just showed you a white scenario. Imagine you are present there and you are able to just peek through in a government hospital's post-maternity ward. It is like a dormitory. Immediately after birth, mother and children are shifted there. I think the size would be, at times it's around 100, 120, the number of people you are sitting here. In a similar space, there are beds kept aside each other, and there is a scenario. So who do you think in this kind of a scenario would be the 3 key stakeholders, right? So discuss in a group very quickly in a minute and write down those 3. Obviously mother is one, so just to point out, right? But try to think of subsidiary stakeholders also. Can nurses be? Yes.
Can we list down the problems?
Absolutely.
Some family.
Start listing down the issues you see for each stakeholder. Yeah, start writing the issues. Yes. It's but discuss and write, right? Okay. Involve everyone.
They wanted to see the slide again, the last one. Is it possible?
I can play it. I'll share this presentation. Whoever wants at the end can drop me an email line. I'll pass it on to you guys. So. Yes. Please start writing the issues for every stakeholder, and I'm moving around if you have any confusion.
Privacy is like...
so it will come probably last.
There's no hierarchy.
There's no hierarchy. Yeah. Okay.
The third would be...
Hygiene.
Sorry?
Rusted metal beds.
Sorry?
Rusted metal beds, hygiene.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hygiene. So comes the hygiene. Right.
And also just your immunity levels are really low, so you can pick up on other...
Cross infections. Cross infections. Good. Okay, who are in rusted beds? We've taken mother and child as absolutely. Cardiac and disturbance, not good sleep. Extra. It's okay if someone would need.
Mother doesn't get good sleep, right? Too much noise in the home. Both. There's so much of cacophony in the house.
Yep. There's no place to keep belongings.
There's no place to keep belongings.
All issues.
And we are doing space for mother and
the ratio to staff to the number of mothers. So, number of mothers.
That's a challenge. They can't afford inspecting every person. That's a challenge for doctors.
There are so many issues, and when you list down, you'll never be on a wrong track. That's very good.
So, can there be an exchange of kids?
Kids are only
and all that, the relatives that their bags and all of that. So,
Yeah, that's a big issue.
Yeah.
There's no place to keep baggage, so they take up the place for relatives to stay, so they come and crowd the It's one of the biggest issues.
change that, right? Change that. It has to be a human stakeholder.
No, so which stakeholder do you have?
The hospital side.
So that will become an issue. A stakeholder would be a person. So hospital admin would be your stakeholder, and the poor infrastructure will be their issue.
But then, we are repeating ourselves.
So tell me, we can be specific. Tell me which one you think is getting repeated.
Cramped quarters is the space constraint.
Can we make cramped quarters specific? For example, I can say
Beds too close.
limited beds, beds too close. Poor placement of beds is one issue.
Yeah.
Less medical infrastructure. We didn't see any
Yeah.
Right, so that becomes one. Rusted staff. There's no staff. There's hardly any staff.
Not no staff.
In this we didn't see any staff.
We don't know who is the
This
staff.
looks more like a ghetto than a hospital.
What you say is correct. Maybe nurses also have an issue because they don't have a space.
Nurses don't sleep for 30 years. I spent half my life in hospital since last 3 years. So yes. Less staff is
Visitors.
Medical help. They also have an issue. Does that probably lack of space? The guys
I think we'll give it 1 more minute to list down the issues, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay? Yeah.
We started with identifying the stakeholders and the issues.
Yes.
Yeah,
First thing that you mentioned is
so space, right?
we haven't discussed the problem statement.
Will come. So
That is the first statement.
the problem statement, there are 2 ways. Either I give you this is a problem, go solve this. So I'll tell you, this place has rusted metal beds and too many beds crammed up. Here's your problem, go solve it. Second is, we evolve a problem statement.
So you're asking us to evolve the problem statement.
So this issue, each issue, in fact, can be a problem statement.
No, I understand that.
So we'll take one. That's the question.
But maybe we should make it more obvious then instead of
Hygiene is cross infection. When people come in,
I mean, you could drill down from this point to 10 things.
Okay, fine. What about then our third stakeholder? Has no issues?
Same space, accessibility.
Have you taken your inspiration from the recently inaugurated Reliance?
So I think everyone can now at least pause where they are. Everyone, 1 minute. It's good. I try to take a round. Everyone has at least 7-8 issues overall listed. Okay, if not more. And some of you have, I think, 15-20. That's really good. Now very quickly, okay, very quickly pick one issue. Just one issue out of all the issues that you have listed, which the group has to agree on in next 30 seconds. Yeah, it's short time, but quickly. Pick one issue and one stakeholder, which is related to that issue.
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure?
Yeah, for both mother, child and medical staff as well.
Fair enough. What? So if you turn around the sheet and if you just write down the issue in one line and the stakeholders it applies to, then we'll move on. Can apply to solutions later, issues first.
I thought I'd seen it somewhere.
Oh my God, you've grown up.
What excites all of you in this? Which issue excites all of you that if tomorrow you have the money you will want to solve? Pick that immediately. So do we have a conclusion?
We're saying for the baby, lack of a separate space for the baby.
Great. So in the next page, if you can just list that down. Yeah. And then we'll start getting into ideas. Yes.
Maybe rearrange the...
We haven't. So I'm assuming everyone has arrived at one issue, and if not, you'll arrive in next 5 seconds. The next step is you've got a bunch of post-its in the packet which your group has and a bundle of sketch pens. Okay. There are some ground rules we need to follow while generating ideas for this particular issue. So let me take an example. My stakeholder is mother, and possibly my issue is rusted, maybe space constraint, or it could be specific as rusted metal beds. Okay. Now I have to write down ideas which can solve this issue. Okay. And we have certain rules to follow while generating these ideas. Everyone has to generate ideas. It's not the person holding the sheet, everyone. So everyone takes some post-its in your hands, and there are enough sketch pens for everyone. On each post-it, the idea should be represented by a dirty sketch and 2 words. At max 3 words, not more than that. Okay? If required, you can discuss within your group, but the thing here is generate more and more ideas. Quantity right now is important, and debates can be done later. It's a brainstorming session. I have put squares on the sheets for you to put post-its, but you can put it the way you want. And for first 3 minutes, we have to follow only this constraint to solve the issue that you have. The obvious solution. So what's an obvious solution for a space crunch place? Build a bigger room and have 100 more beds, right? So write down at least 5 such solutions for your issue. Yeah. Use post-its, draw, okay, and quick.
Yeah, too close to the bed. Just one. How would you solve the problem?
It is a constraint. Half of the nurses, they are extremely stressed out. They work 30 hours a day at times. Here's the $100 million. But provide them world-class facilities. Okay? 3 more minutes.
Then the space creates a different issue. Like, space creates a monitoring issue.
Can you give solutions to the same thing with zero money now? Zero money.
Solid ideas without any constraint on budget. Like you said, what I'm saying, what
Just pick one idea. It doesn't matter which idea you are picking. All should be interested in it and prototype that idea. And I'm telling you, it's possible to prototype. There's clay, there's balloons, there's straws, matchsticks, sellotapes, there's loads of stuff. Doesn't matter, it could be a teleportation idea, you know. Yeah. Pick any idea you want. Don't talk a lot, do more, okay? We just have 10 minutes, so talk less and do more.
and then this guy comes in and he gives the draft.
Injection, yeah? I don't think the ideas are very simple, but
back to my childhood days when I used to blow balloons for my kids' parties. They've all grown up and so
Sadly, we just have 2 more minutes because then we'll want all of you who are working so hard to present it. Okay? So just 2 more minutes to wrap up the prototype, so hurry up.
Innovative mobile ambulance with top security and mobile drone. Yeah, it's a drone.
So guys, now we'll have to put a pause to prototyping and we'll let groups present very quickly to all of you. So I will request everyone to pay attention, right, because someone will be presenting their hard done work, and we'll give 30 seconds for each group to present. Treat it as a shortened form of elevator speech, okay? Get across your idea pretty quickly. So who wants to go first? Whoever reaches the stage first can go first because it's difficult. Okay, so this group has reached. Everyone, please pay attention because people are presenting.
Maybe I'll help you here with the closing of the session. So everybody who wants to present, come on stage. So we line up.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Others can see.
Yeah, sure. People who want to present for your group, representatives from your group who are ready to present the result, join us here on the stage.
Yeah.
I'm the master of the time, and I'm giving you the time because you deserve it. So please come up here, representatives of the group, and line up. Try to go back on the end of the stage, you guys. Use the end of the stage and line up, please, everybody. Everybody who's going to present, line up here, and then we're going to pick you from the front when we start. But I want to see all the representatives of the groups who are going to give the 30 seconds presentation of your achievements from the workshop on the stage now. And it's going to be a fun, crowded stage, so enjoy coming here. So I'm counting from 10, 9, when I'm down to 0, we're going to start with the presentation. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, hurry up, get on stage. 2, 1, done. Okay, everybody, we're ready for the presentations. Please turn your attention back to the stage here. Everybody, stop your group work. Maybe turn around the chairs because we have to get to the initial setting. So get back, faces to me, to the stage. We have a beautifully crowded stage here. People are going to present what they've just done together with you. So everybody please turn around, get your setting that you had before. Pick up your chairs. Let them face the audience, the stage, sorry.
Like a big spaceship.
Are we ready? I guess we're ready. So who's going to start with the 30 seconds?
Yep.
Wonderful.
First. Do we have budget constraint in this final project?
It's okay.
Okay.
You can just explain. Everyone, please keep the volume down so that you can hear these guys. Lovely people presenting. Please. Yeah, go.
Okay. So what we have here is a foldable bed. Which can be retracked as per the space required. If there's a baby, then it can be pulled out. Otherwise, it can be folded in. There is a back panel which will give all the information about the identification, the medical case history of the baby and the mother.
Also serve as a video conferencing tool for baby
video conferencing.
Relatives.
Yeah.
So no relatives required.
Right. This is a covered panel like a cocoon. A very raw example would be a mosquito net or a tent, which will give privacy to the baby and the mother whenever they need it. This is supposed to be a cradle which will go above the cot. It can be a cocoon like a cradle where the baby can be secured inside, or it can be just a simple cloth cradle which typically the ladies use in villages to tie. Yeah. Yep. And this is too big, but it's basically an inflatable chair for the visitors. So when there's nobody, it can be just pulled in, and the space can be saved.
Okay.
Wonderful, thank you. We have Amal here. He is the timekeeper. So we have 45 seconds per presentation, and you're going to show something like 10 when they have 10 seconds to go, and you will see that you have to come to an end. Okay, next presentation.
Yeah, hi everybody. Our stakeholder here is the nursing admin staff. There is a lack of space as far as the nursing admin staff is concerned. So what we have done here is we have compartmentalized the bed into 3 categories. On the topmost you have a place for the attendant. So in the night time the attendant can actually lay here to ensure personalized 24/7 service. The mother and the child is obviously there in the lower deck, and just below the mother and the child there is an area for storage space which includes all the personalized stuff for the baby, which is set out in an independent compartment, and that would ensure that medicines and the baby stuff are both kept independent of each other. So there is a personalized attention for the mother and the child from the attendant 24/7.
Wonderful. Next up, 45 seconds.
Sure. So our team is presenting a baby where we have We are following a personalized medicine approach. We have used the X and Y genomes of the father and mother. We are going to pick up the best genes and basically create a baby. The baby is going to be a 3D printed product, and you can see the printing.
You just take the X and Y chromosome, and it goes through this, it's beamed through this incubator, and the baby is born over here, and 3D printed.
After the 3D,
after that's done, then
it's going to be teleported to the mother. So that's the whole intention.
So no hospital, no hygiene problems, no problems.
Out of the box thinking for what is possible after 50 years, 100 years.
And we must say we had so much fun doing it.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Next group.
Hi, we focused on infection and to prevent infection to the child, and we are again thinking of suspending the laws of nature, and we want microorganisms to stop reproducing, and here we've got mother and child and the microorganism which is not reproduced, just lying over there. This is what we'd like to do.
That was fast, wonderful.
Yeah, this is also a microbe repellent.
Thank you guys.
Ours is a bacteria sucking up drone that will fly over all the beds and get rid of all the bacteria.
Wonderful.
Viren, Nandita, if you can also join us. So the issue that we identified was the patient recuperation, which is the mother. And we said, what if we change the equation? So instead of the mother going to the hospital, what if we brought the hospital home? And the mother doesn't need to move anywhere, her support staff, her relatives, everyone is at home. So what you essentially have is the Janani Vahan. The Janani Vahan is a vehicle which has everything, a pop-up hospital, which includes disinfected beds, disinfected seating areas, which can fit into something as small as this. And it also has a disinfected shower area, loo, everything that the mother needs and the kid needs in terms of making sure that they don't need to move out anywhere. The entire hospital along with the medical and nursing staff is coming home.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Next presentation.
Hi. I wish we were all as creative as our friends earlier. We stuck to the bus tracks and we decided that, if we had no money at all, what would we do? And this is what I think we would do. We would create a partition in the room, rearrange the beds, create space for curtains to come in, where the children who are not well on the bluer side, the orange one are the healthier side. And the only tech thing that we could think was come up with a huge solar fan, which could then, provide ventilation, because the whole place has no ventilation at all. So balloons being balloons, and a little bit of a prototype with it, and we could have something which could provide ventilation. So it's as simple as that we could think of in this time. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay, so our group identified hygiene to be the key problem, and the fact that linen sheets can't be changed. I mean, the sheets on which the patients are sleeping can't be changed very frequently because of the number of people in the ward. So what we've got is a futuristic bed of sorts that has 3 layers of linen already in it, and at the press of a red button here, that linen spontaneously changes on its own, and the next set comes in, and after 3 days you just need to feed in another linen set and the bed will again do its job. And this is a balloon, the way you've got it's a boy or it's a girl on top of your bed when you have a baby. This is a need help balloon that the patient can raise when they need help. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you.
Right. So we also identified hygiene as one of the key issues that we would like to handle. It in fact involves all our stakeholders, which is the patient, the nursing staff, doctors, and the housekeeping staff. So what we would like to do is, within the existing hospital, first create some more windows for air supply, and also maintain the temperature at a good 24 degrees by using solar air conditioners and so on. And for handling waste, we would like to segregate it the way it's done in the medical, the wet and the dry. And then it gets the hospital is divided so that the waste is segregated, goes out of the hospital, but disintegrated there using a disintegration machine, which will disintegrate all the wet waste right there and then. And there is the chimney, so there's nothing that is going out. And for drying all the clothes and everything, because in India people really do carry lots of things and these needs to be cleaned, and that is one of the things that we'd like to address. So there is like a Dhobi Ghat, kind of a thing where people can actually properly wash and dry clothes even within the hospital premises, so that the hospital and the wards remain clean.
Thank you very much. I know this is very mean, but we're running a bit late with time, so 3 more presentations.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're keeping in the sync of thought, like the main issues being hygiene and budget. We've done a very low-key solution to providing privacy as well as hygiene. We made some makeshift curtains with the help of the material, and this is just for so the mother can have privacy while breastfeeding, while changing, or just in case lesser distraction, maybe lesser sunlight, or yeah, that's about it.
Wonderful, thank you.
Hygiene being the main issue here, we've created a screen, a mobile screen, which is on wheels. So when the person is entering the ward itself, you get sterilized literally. So even if you take the baby through it, or the screen can be moved into the room over the bed, and everything just gets clean, no germs enter, even the baby's poo and pee can all disappear. And then this can be moved even over the bed, so the bed becomes clean. So it's all hygiene and a germ-free environment. We have indicators at the top here saying you're done or you're not done. So you have a red light and a green light there. This current indicates your current of whether it's a stream of air or any other chemical that's going through it.
Wonderful, thank you. Final presentation.
Or what we can do is, if everyone can just say just a few words about what you have. I know it's not fair, but in that way, more people can just quickly say what they have. Maybe just what your invention is and then walk down.
We actually had the same idea as the lady who presented before, so I won't go through that. It's obviously the curtain. But what we thought that was, if in case the hospital didn't have unlimited funds and there was limited funds, then what you can do to power this machine is perhaps use the waste generated in the hospital. Maybe we can use the disintegration machine that somebody else talked about before, and then use that energy to power the curtain.
Thank you very much. Okay, I want to not be unfair, so it's 10 seconds. Give it a great name, and then you're done. 10 seconds.
Yeah, okay. So what we are trying to do is control the infection here. So we have increased the height of the ceiling, and we have put a laminar curtain all around the place to prevent the infection by environment. And also there is a sunlight which is coming, which acts as a natural disinfectant.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Now there is much noise here because they have to make up their inventions down to 10 seconds. But here we go with the next one.
We here have a floating pram because we realized the vertical space was the only space left not utilized. So please offer to the baby.
Thank you.
So you heard about pizzas. Now we've built a medi drone. So we send the patient home early, and there is an emergency drone which flies there. They are trained to use it. It's mapped with visual conferencing, and it's got flashlights in case they don't have electricity.
Thank you very much. Next presentation.
Go.
Yeah. We are a group of 5 people. That is Jamila, Hemant, Sandeep, Viral, and I am Matthew. This, as we saw in the movie, it's a depressed place. So we with zero money. So we have rearranged the hospital with for babies special care, and we also have created solar cum windmill for the energy requirements of the hospital. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Next presentation.
So everyone took care of the hygiene. We are taking care of the space design. And what we're going to do is we're going to beautify the walls and ceiling into a positive mother and child relationship, wherein the mother feels positive and she feels emotionally happy. And we also have flower dustbins.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Next presentation.
Alright guys, so we have not been that creative as our counterparts have been. So what we have done is, so we have enough budget, we have all the money in this world. So this is a highly specialized private room. So this cradle that you see here is an automated cradle. You can adjust the height, okay. It can convert into an oxygen box if needed in the initial days. And the mother has a remote here by which she can control the cradle. and also all the helps that are required can be ordered right from there.
Wonderful, thank you. Next presentation.
Meet Mobot, the motherly robot. She carries, she's expandable, flexible, contractible, tolerable, shortable, everything. And she carries everything a baby needs, including love.
Wonderful. And the final presentation.
So we're using technology as much as we can. We've got a floating bed of sorts under construction, which at the press of a button where you've got the baby that's going to descend when the mother is crying, and to give some respite to the mother, we also have a breast milk simulator of sorts. So she does not always have to feed the baby when she's tired, and she can just sleep easy.
Wonderful, thank you very much. And now here's the real final presentation.
Yeah. Infection comes from bad hand hygiene. So every half an hour there's this little device that's there on the side of the bed. Every half an hour it sends a little beep. That's a button telling the mother to wash their hands with hand sanitizer. And if you have a girl, you get this one. If you have a boy, you get this one. Yeah.
Few closing words?
So first of all, I hope everyone has had a lot of fun today. Okay? Yeah, that's great. And there will always be enough time for reflection and on post this. The idea was it's not difficult to use this process in a fun way to solve really grim problems, because today like 1 million babies are dying, 500,000 mothers are dying every year in India due to these kind of scenarios. But it need not be you sit in a serious room and apply the design thinking. Similarly, you can apply this to finance, you can apply this to any field that you want. Okay? If you want the presentation and any of the materials or more materials and more detailed stuff, just drop me a line and I'll send it across. All right? Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.